Hey everybody, this is DT Starcraft 2, but you can call me DT. Welcome to my very first webcast of Starcraft 2 game. I'm going to go ahead and start it here now. The reason that I wanted to take this game as my first cast, it's not a pro game, and you'll be able to tell that by the strategies that come out really quickly. There is what looks to be a Korean Terran player starting down in the bottom position here on Scrap Station, and a Protoss player by the name of MansonPrime. And I wanted to cast this game as my very first game because of a fairly unorthodox strategy that probably shouldn't go anywhere, but it's fun to watch. So, as I said, this is Scrap Station. It's a fairly long rush distance on Scrap Station, so most players know that they're safe from at least from the very early rushes, and as long as you get out some kind of scouting, you'll have more than enough time to know that something's coming or what's coming. However, even though that you're safe from your early rushes, you've got a very large ramp here in your main. Your natural sitting here has a very open entrance as well as a back door. And if either player decides they're going to break down their rocks, then it becomes a very short rush distance very quickly. And the only place that's really safe or really easy or fairly easy to secure is down here at the bottom left and the bottom right, because you've got this much smaller choke point that starts out covered by the rocks here. Now, you'll see that both of our players have a pretty standard opening. They got down their barracks and their pylon at around 10 and 11, or correction, their supply depot and their pylon at 10 and 11. Now you're seeing a barracks coming down, and you're getting your gas. Same. We've got, for MansonPrime, you've got your gateway warping in, and you've got your gas here. You'll see scouting being done by both players, and I guess we lost it, but the probe's already been taken out down in the Terran's base. However, the SCV continues to walk around completely free, and you'll notice MansonPrime isn't even getting anything out to deal with it just yet. So MansonPrime now building his cybernetics core. You'll see our Terran player is now sending out his first Marine. There's a second one on the way, and now you see the reactor coming up. Now I did take a look to try and find MansonPrime on the ladders anywhere, and I couldn't find the name at all. So another reason that makes me think that neither of these guys are pro players. So the SCV is finally backing out, and now he's heading back up. So I don't know if MansonPrime Stalker saw the SCV. Now he's going to hide himself. Now a lot of Terrans will do this, because if you can hide a barracks or something up here, you can. It's a much shorter distance when you're starting any real aggression, and it's really surprising as long as MansonPrime doesn't scout that out. It really becomes a surprise to him. Now, so the Stalker was able to take out one Marine there, but a Stalker against 3 Marines just is not going to do anything. In fact, why is he continuing? So there you go. Stalker's got the second Marine. Now there's 4. MansonPrime's going to be forced to back out here. 7 life left on that Stalker, so that Stalker's pretty much done. Our SCV continues to sit out here in MansonPrime's back door, but MansonPrime looks like he might have a Stalker coming down. Well, at least he's checking the natural expansion. Let's just see where he goes with that. Looks like he's going to find the SCV. Yes, and he's going to kill it. There's no way that SCV can get out of there. Back in our Terran's base, we take a look. So we've got the reactor built. So training 2 Marines at a time, so it looks like we're going with a fairly heavy Marine build. However, there is a tech lab, and let's just get the production tab up. So we'll see that stim packs are on the way. Combat shields, again, fairly standard. You can't really do much as a Terran without these kinds of upgrades, at least not if you're going with gateway units. Bunker to secure the front door. I guess that one stalker scared him a little bit. Stalker now looks like he's just chilling at the Zelnaga watchtower. Our Protoss here, MansonPrime, looks like, oh, the barracks got cancelled. Building a dark shrine, so that you could see some really interesting play here. And both of the gas now taken for our Terran, and it looks like both of the gas taken for MansonPrime also, starting to get up a little. Oh, we just saw 400. Yeah, no. Oh, there it is. We just saw 400 minerals go. MansonPrime has chosen to take the island, which is actually not too bad if the Terran player decides not to go with a lot of drop play. And I'm not seeing a starport here yet, so it looks like he's not going to be doing any kind of dropship play, or at least not in the near term. And so he's choosing to take down the rocks, which is kind of interesting because he's got quite the little force here right now. Could wreak a lot of havoc in MansonPrime's base, and as you can see, MansonPrime is just not equipped to deal with this right now. He's gone, looks like a 3-gate warp gate with a robotics facility. So let's see what he brings out of that. Looks like he's not going to be going for stalkers, and he's not actually producing anything with it right now. So you got to question, why did he build it? And in fact, are we even seeing any? No, we're not even seeing any Dark Templars coming just yet. So we don't really know what he's doing. He's got the Twilight Council, not researching anything on that. So basically, he's building a lot of buildings and just letting them sit there, which doesn't really help much. Oh, there's your Dark Templar. Looks like it... Oh, he warped it in. So where did he warp that in at? Ah. Here we go. Warping in 2 Dark Templars, 3 Dark Templars here. So he's going to be sending that down, and that's going to be coming in at our Terran player's front door. Terran player sitting just behind the rocks and starting to take those down with a very small force. Move the rest of his force back in, and he has a missile turret coming, which means if this, yes, this is going to complete before the Dark Templars come in. Those Dark Templars are going to be in for a rude surprise when they try to walk up this ramp and realize everybody can see them. Saved 1 Dark Templar. And we've got our engineering base sitting just outside here, doing also nothing. So a lot of things sitting around doing absolutely nothing. He's got the upgrade on the barracks, it's doing nothing. He's got a second barracks, it's doing nothing. And he's producing exactly 1 Marauder right now. And the supply depot just finished. So, oh, it looks like we got a drop. So our warp prism here, which has an awful lot of... Oh, he's transferring probes over into his expansion here now. Dropped a Dark Templar in, and you'll see the scan going down trying to find that Dark Templar. Doesn't get it. However, we have a missile turret building here. There's the scan, got it. And by the time that missile turret gets up, then the Dark Templars are going to be just about completely useless. Looks like our rocks have gone down, so the shortcut from one base to the other is now opened up. Looks like we had a stim when you see all of these people in a lot of reds, yellows, oranges. So a lot of gateway units here. If MansonPrime decides to go with really anything other than his warp gate units, which he's got, look, 1 Stalker, 4 Zealots, and a Sentry out now. But if he decides to go with anything other than that, then these gateway units are going to have a lot of difficulty. But as it stands right now, MansonPrime all he's got, I mean, that's pretty much his entire army here. He's warping in his third Nexus now with a pylon, but nothing at it. And if you look, he has absolutely nothing else for an army. And yeah, so his army got engaged, did absolutely nothing. One completely useless force field down below. The scan going down just to make sure there aren't any DTs. Unpowering the 2 warp gates. Now, I have to say, as a Protoss player myself, this is probably the most effective way to take care of Protoss players. Get rid of the pylons first. As soon as you get rid of the pylons, everything's unpowered. He can't build any more units. There's nothing that he can do. He had 4 gates out by that time, could have warped in 4 more units in order to help him stop this attack. However, he didn't. What do we got? Oh, we've got a missile turret going on down here, just to make sure no more DTs get out of that base. But now that he's got all of the gateways down, there's basically nothing that MansonPrime can do. And yeah, we see a small force going out to take care of this second gateway. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is what I was. This is actually the reason that I cast this game. Up here on the island, we have 2 Stargates. We also have a robotics facility pulling out another warp prism, and we have our fleet beacon. But again, not actually researching anything at the fleet beacon just yet. He's got a lot of minerals saved up, but not enough gas yet. That's his real problem now. What do we got coming down here? So, pylon and 2 gateways. So, possibly going to see some more warp play here. Now, so our Korean Terran here, he hasn't gotten a starport yet. He has this huge, massive bio ball here, and quite frankly, nothing that he can do with it. This Stalker has been sitting here the entire time, just picking away at this engineering bay, and the Terran finally decides to go out and take it out. His bio ball is coming back into his main now. And if you look out here, our warp prism is now on its way down to this expansion. We were talking about this earlier. Probably the best place to put units. This is